Okay, so I come bearing some updates on Ruby Frankie, Ruby Frankie's children. Actually, can't even believe that part of this is even happening. It revolves around the Frankie children, most notably Shari Frankie, who is speaking out about the fact that there's going to be a Lifetime movie coming out, which I will play a part of the trailer, depicting the events that unfolded with her mum and Jodie Hildebrandt. I covered this whole situation extensively. I covered them before this had even happened, so I'm well aware of the story. And even before the arrests and it all went down, I was very aware of 8 Passengers, and I was very aware of the connections page with Ruby and Jodie. Now, part of this video is going to be about that, because I was shocked that they're even coming out with a Lifetime movie talking about these young kids that went through that horrific abuse. Bearing in mind that, like, the dust has not settled. Why? I don't even think it would be appropriate to make this video in 5 or 10 years time. Like, whoever is in charge of this is greedy and just cares about money. I mean, that is just, you don't need me to tell you that. Another part of it is Shari has got a very important update where she is actually releasing a book. So I'll be talking about that as well. I think that's an amazing idea, especially considering that you have these documentaries and you have these movies, you have these production companies that are wanting to take a spin on a story, haven't even allowed the children of Ruby Frankie to come out and talk about their own experiences. We've heard a little bit from Chad when he's done his live streams.
Chad, when everything happened back in August, was shocking to you. I can't imagine. Yeah, I think for anyone it clearly would be. I was shocked with everything. It was pretty hard to hear. I honestly didn't believe it at first. I was kind of in denial. It was really hard at first. I still got a lot of questions about my younger siblings. I'm just not even going to talk about them at all. They're still minors. They're still kind of in DCFS custody. I'm not even gonna mention that.
Shari was quite vocal at the very beginning of the arrest, but she's now coming out with a book, which I think is an amazing thing to do, considering you have all these people that are trying to tell your story for you. It is their story. It's disgusting what Lifetime are doing. Shari brought this to our attention. This was actually a week ago, so I'm a little bit late to this. I was on holiday, I do apologise, but she made a post saying, "A note about the Lifetime movie coming out about my family. I saw the trailer suddenly in class and had an anxiety attack. None of us were contacted about the movie. None of the proceeds are going to the kids. This movie is trash and only hurts my siblings more. Please do not support this movie." But this makes it even more disgusting on many different accounts. One of the main accounts being that, you know, the family was not contacted. How depraved of a human do you have to be in order to make a film, make money off of this film, with this serious topic matter, and not even contact the family, not even contact the children? Like, this only just happened, I think, over a year ago. This is so new, and there are little kids involved who are going to go through years, maybe a lifetime's worth of therapy. And the other part of it as well, they didn't make any money. The kids have come out, they didn't earn any money from the 8 Passengers. They had their whole childhood broadcasted online and they didn't make a cent from it. They got nothing from that. So it's a double whammy of them not being contacted, but then also not being paid any money towards this, when they weren't paid any money towards being exploited by their mum and Kevin in the very first place. She then made another post saying, "Here's my daily reminder. The Lifetime movie cannot air. Please help me and help make sure this movie doesn't get watched or supported or released. I will keep pressing this issue. Thank you for standing with me. We were not consulted. We are not getting a dime from this movie. This is deeply traumatic for me to witness." Bearing in mind, she is the eldest of the Frankie children. Honestly, it's just absolutely disgusting situation.
I would like to offer my help.
I got a message. Eve forgot her lunch today. So the natural outcome is Eve will need to go hungry.
My counseling has saved a lot of Christian families.
You think we really need a therapist? I think Jodie wants to take advantage of you.
Your children's souls are in jeopardy. We're going to make them perfect.
Jodie wants to come live with us.
I wonder if Jodie and Ruby even know about this film. I don't really understand, how much they'd be able to know, bearing in mind they're in prison for a little while. No, I will not be going to see it. I will not watch it. Absolutely not. I think it's disgusting. Once again, just capitalizing off of the true crime element that a lot of people are going to want to watch. You have families out there who, come across films being made about what has happened, and most of the time they don't like it either. And that was years, like 20 years, 30 years past, what it is. If I've got this one right, I'm pretty sure I do. There was a lot of there was a lot of kickback towards the Jeffrey Dahmer, series that came out, because of course you do have parents and family members who are going to watch a reenactment over what happened to their child or their sister or their brother, whoever, whatever. And that's years later. So can you imagine being a little child and then watching this, or having people in your class watch this, or you're having people that it's just a really sad situation. Well, they probably wouldn't contact because they know that, this isn't, that the Frankies would probably say no. It says Mormon Mum Gone Wrong, the Ruby Frankie story will premiere on October 26th and promises in its promotional material to tackle the question, how could this idolized, family-friendly mother of 6 and her spiritual guide transform into convicted child abusers? The thing is that I don't feel like we need a film about this. Why do we need a film telling us this? Like, we've had psychologists, we've had people that are in the know, we've had the court, we've had so many different voices and opinions on that exact question. How could this idolized, family-friendly mother of 6 and her spiritual guide, you don't want to tackle? Why are we tackling that question? I feel like we've already asked that question and we've gotten quite a few answers. We don't need to keep on doing this. As a way to raise awareness for the dangers of child abuse. They say as a way to raise awareness, yet they haven't contacted the family and they're not paying the family any money that this movie will make. They don't actually care. They don't actually care, they're just saying this. But Shari continues to emphasize that if Lifetime actually wants to keep her siblings safe, they won't release the film. Yeah, this is so true. Why are you putting those kids through even more hell? Money. So some good news before we move past the more heavier part. So the good news is that Shari is coming out with a book called The House of My Mother, A Daughter's Quest for Freedom by Shari Frankie, and it's coming January 2025. And I think that this is amazing way of her being able to guess out her side of the story, considering we have all of these people, money hungry people just trying to get a story and pave their own way. She says, for the last year I've been working on a project close to my heart, and I'm now ready to announce that my memoir, The House of My Mother, is coming out on January 7th, 2025. After years of silence, I'm finally sharing my story in my own words. I'll definitely be pre-ordering this one because I would love to read it. I've always had a massive soft spot for Shari. Before the arrest happened, there was a couple months before, she went on this podcast, I think it was called Into the Light. She was trying to be quite vague with it, but she was alluding to the fact that her family had basically joined a cult, which was Connections.
And so we started in this group, and I think it was great at first. We were learning learning lingo for stuff, and we were able to communicate in ways that we understood each other. And then, when we interact with other people and we'd use the same language, they were very confused. They were I don't understand what you're saying. And so in a sense, I feel like that brought us closer as a family because we knew what the other person, how they thought. We knew how we could communicate with each other. And then as the years progressed, this group became more extreme.
She's very intelligent. She's very soft-spoken. She's, everything's very well thought out considering the upbringing that she has had with her mum. And then also you do have that sheltered aspect as well of being within the Mormon church. She has been through hell and back, and all of these other kids as well. I'm not discounting it. I don't really want to talk about the kids that were in the house they were most affected, because I feel like that goes without saying that those kids really did go through hell and back. But coming from someone that is, old enough and feels that they're able to tell their side of the story, we need more things like this rather than the Lifetime shit show that's going to be coming out, because I really wouldn't give it a view, wouldn't give it a watch. I only shared a little part of the trailer because just to get some context into what was going on. Loads of people are really proud. They're saying, so proud of you, Shari. Support this, not the Lifetime movie. Me on my way to pre-order. What a beautiful way to reclaim your story amidst all the invasive documentaries. If you go to the Lifetime movie trailer, basically every single one of those comments is just not happy. That is pretty much all I wanted to talk about today, just short and sweet. But yeah, definitely go and check out Shari Frankie's book. Do not watch that movie. Do not watch it whatsoever. Do not pay any attention. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.